What's up, guys? It's Mr. Javin, and today we are back on the Pokemon Showdown server. And yeah, we were 1750, I believe, the last time we moved. Obviously, I decayed a bit, but we should still be in the 1700s. We have 8 L's, so we have 2 to give, and OLT is started. So that means 2 things. Top 10 has risen significantly, so to get to top 10 I need to be 2017 when it might have been the same, but also they're just far better players on the ladder, which, if you know me, like, I tend to do better versus because it's just, they know what they're doing, so they're a bit easier to read, and by reading I don't mean prediction, right? I think we forget sometimes that prediction isn't the goal. The goal is to never have to predict. And newer players, if you don't understand that, don't worry about it. Just follow the process. But yeah, when I mean read for my more advanced viewers, simply means that there's a range of actions that I know a competent player won't take. So, in a newer player's mind, he may think there are 100 choices. In a competent player mind, there are 3, right? Because he understands his game plan and all that stuff, and so those things are important. Okay, 1781. So yeah, Joey said this team was doing well for him, so let's just see. So let's break it down. Dragonite dual wing beat is unguardable with Corviknight dead and Toxapex dead. I have a Tapu Fini that traps Toxapex and Blissey, interestingly enough, but I obviously want Pex more. I have a Melmetal that destroys him with Pex and Corviknight gone. I have a Swords Dance Weavile that destroys him with Toxapex gone and Corviknight taking rocks. I have it's a pretty offensive team, so I gotta be careful. My Magnezone is pretty problematic for him, just naturally, and my Dragonite, and so this is interesting because obviously you won't want his Corviknight trapped, but I'm very Lele weak, so what would I need to do? What conditions would I need? I'm not sure what the goal of his team is, honestly. The worst case scenario would be Lele feeling super comfortable. Yeah. So I figured Lele is the biggest problem to me. So, like, if I let Landers there, I'd have to predict between Moonblast and whatever. Now I know he has to go for Focus Blast if he stays in, or he's gonna have to go hard into Toxapex or Corviknight. And so what I'm gonna end up doing is going to Tapu Fini. If he goes to Toxapex, which makes a little more sense, because you're like, okay, well, I'll scout what you'll do, because he didn't switch. So he risks the Focus Blast, which gives me insight. If I was Assault Vest, he'd never kill me there, and he'd die. So he was willing to give up Fini early. I am not sure what to expect if Toxapex would be his initial. What I'm gonna do though is just Moonblast first. Okay, so Toxapex is his initial play. And I'm gonna Whirlpool here. What do I feel like he doubled to Lele? I want to see if he. Because his turn 1 didn't make much sense. So I'm like, am I like overestimating him? Because if he doubles to Lele, then he'll know my set, which I don't want. Which I don't want. So how do I circumvent that without losing too much value here? What I could do is go to Magnezone and bluff that I can't touch him. Yep. So okay. So I'm not. So I go back to Fini here, scouting for Focus Blast. He actually psychics there. So just see what I'm talking about? Like aggressive for no reason. So now I'd assume he'd predict my Weavile. But like that right there, that aggression was unnecessary. Because you just lose your Lele. So twice twice I could have killed his Tabu Lele, which is the biggest threat to my team. Frankly, the only threat to my team. Nothing else is really that offensive. But it's giving me a gauge onto how this player thinks, right? And so you'd assume, okay, Weavile here. If Pex comes out, Magnezone. Okay. Alright. You know I was going to go to, like, there's so many things here that is like, what are you doing, my guy? But that's fine. I'll go Hardlanders here. U-turns, and there's the Lele. He's 100% Moonblasting here. It's just a question of who wants to take it. I'll let Melmetal take it. Oh wow, why would you Focus Blast there? That was I'm glad he missed. I mean, but that was just unnecessary. Unnecessary prediction. So I'm gonna continually, but I'm glad it worked out for me. Obviously, Stealth Rock, EQ. You know, obviously he feels comfortable surviving Toxic. So, you know, Hatterene slash. It'd be Sleep Powder slash Hatterene here. Oh, what? What? Okay. So I don't think my opponent has a game plan because I'm trying to guide it out because it's offense. I still have a lot of the control of the game, but I need to scout out what my opponent's brain is like. Because like for example, I could have killed his Lele, could have killed his Pex, and then that would have just destroyed him with Weave. But so it seems Specs Lele, so Weavile destroys him once I catch his Corviknight and his Okay, so he's risking the flinch. I know I'm gonna take a ton, but if I flinch him here, it puts me in a great spot. He knocks here, so I'll go Magnezone here. I'm gonna be a bit more aggressive because he's relatively predictable. Hatterene, Flash Cannon hard. Homie just does not think about the consequences of the decisions. So there's the Blissey. Body press. Oh, I crit there. That sucks for him. And so now he psychics. Melmetal, I'll give that up. I wouldn't be shocked if he Moonblast, but anything he goes for will kill Melmetal from here. But he keeps psychicking as if my Weavile isn't real. I know Joey said Corv dies from +2. So I could sweep him here. But I don't know if it's with rocks. If he's max defense Corviknight. Is it +2 knock or triple? Oh, it must be knock, right? I really don't want to waste my Weavile when it wins. If Corviknight doesn't die, when I can trap it, you know. So he goes Pex first, which, you know, if I remove the Pex, then if I +4 here, does he? He might have haze, so let's just go for the value. Yes, okay, so he was gonna go for you'd assume I'd go for SD again here. So you'd probably haze if you had it. Poison Jab. Come on, man. That's him critting me there. I think I just swept him. That was a stupid crit. So he's fucking what the fuck is going on? Now I gotta be careful around his Lele. Yo, look, guys, I could have won this game so many different times. But you know, I expect more of people. I mean, not really. I mean, he's only 1781, but certainly more. You know, like Like for the example, the recover. Okay, so Corviknight's dead. So which means Magnezone's damn good. Which means my Dragonite is damn good. My Magnezone is damn good. But Moonblast is a problem. So I need Dragonite to be at full at all times. So you can Psychic Spam. So the question is, okay, what do I want to KO him with? When Corviknight dies, I can dual Wing Beat, but again that breaks the sash. But if Landers, yeah, Weavile getting crit was huge. So if I if I go to Magnezone, he goes to Lele Moonblast, he gets a kill. If I go, and then he goes to no, I get a kill. I don't think I can get around it. I do wish I had what's interesting though is that he mystical fired with Hatterene. I didn't expect him to mystical fire because I'm like, well, if you expect me to stay in, then I'm sure you're expecting me to have a super effective move. And so if you expect me to have a super effective move, then why would you stay in? I just don't have a lot of special attack investment, but let's assume I was like, but I guess if I'm body prep, but you left Blissey in. I don't know. So there's the Lele as expected. We're going to give up Tapu Fini here. Change the terrain. So he Psychic Locks, which is better for us. I want to say Magnezone probably dies from Spec Psychic. So let me think. If I Landorus and the U-turn, if I Dragonite and dual Wing Beat, then I lose to. So what I'm actually gonna do here is go to Lander. Oh, I don't have U-turn. Shit. I'm gonna go to Landers. He actually stays in. Oh, okay. I'm faster than his Lele. He's modest. Okay, that's good information. He's modest Lele. I mean, you can't touch me, so I'll just double flash cannon. But if the Pex dies, okay, yeah, homies, this guy right here, man. So he gave me a really hard time because we just talked about this. I was like, players like this give me a harder time because they're very instinctual. There's no game plan. There's no just react. I'm trying to predict. You know what I mean? His Tangrowth having Rocky Helmet is why I couldn't just destroy him with Bandage Dragonite. But there were several times I could have defeated my opponent. But with stuff like this, if you have the opportunity or if you have the ability, you want to scout out. Like this is like Tournament 101, and I'm gonna make some videos on this, but it's Tournament 101. Like you wanna assume it's almost better to lose by overestimating your opponent than underestimating them, because then at least you knew, like at least you can say, okay, I don't regret any of my plays, which I didn't. I don't regret any play I made. Logic wise, flawless. You can't really control what the opponent does, so you know you're gonna have stuff like that where you know he gifted you the game 100 times. So for example, recovering on your Pex there was never the play. If I SD'd again, he just got swept. You have a shot to win if I don't SD. I mean, you have a shot to win if I SD and you attack, but you have a 0% chance to win if I Swords Dance and you recover. So risk versus reward. But you know, moving on. I can tell I haven't played in a minute because I'm slow to assess the team. So let's just break it down bit by bit. What's Dragonite's purpose in this one? I don't even know what the Garchomp's purpose is, to be frank. This is a problem, so I need Melmetal at. I'm not letting Melmetal get touched. Melmetal double iron bash destroys him, except Heatran, and Corviknight. Corviknight is trappable. Heatran is not. What's Finny's core purpose in this one? Really to switching on that Corviknight. I mean the Heatran. Weavile. It is very hard for him to switch into a knockoff, a Life Orb knockoff. Very hard for him to switch into. Why is Hatterene picking up usage? Once Corviknight dies, I Earthquake his team for a KO every time. So we're gonna trap that early. Landers must be kept at utmost for Bolt Beak plus a Garchomp. More importantly, Weavile support that. Dragonite is my heavy hitter. And so what is the biggest issue to me? That would be his Ninetales or his what is okay Heatran. Yeah, let's just make the simple play. I have a lot of speed apparently. Eruption, interesting. Which means that he's going to Ninetales here. Okay, fine. I doubled to Melmetal, but it's not even worth it. Let's do it now. So he's Eruption trained, which is good info. Because he has to take hail damage, which weakens his Eruption every time. It also means he's Scarf. Unless I'm a lot of Spadef. I don't think. Let me check my Finny spread. Am I mostly Spadef? Calm. Okay, yeah, I'm heavily Spadef. So it could be Specs. I feel like Specs would do a little bit more than that. 27. He might double back, but there's no real double he can make. Yeah, just Aurora Veils. He may try to Hypnosis, which is why I'm just gonna double Iron Bash. Garchomp comes in. Oh, that was a good fucking. Okay, I see your logic now. Oh, that means I should have EQ'd. If he doubles, he gets intimidated. So, I should have EQ'd, but I want to punish that Arctozolt. If it's just lefty, that's not good. So if he allows my rocks to come in here, but the Hatterene is. This is actually very good. I didn't think about the fact that the Garchomp could be helmet under. So my play there was to EQ every time, primarily to avoid this, because the Arctozolt is a problem. And so he goes for rocks. I'm just gonna defog everything away because he's going to Hatterene. Right. Oh, but that yo, this is lit. It bounces back wow, it bounces back the. So I'll try to trap this. I don't know. I mean, my Finny is important, but I figured something along. I didn't expect him to Calm Mind, considering Melmetal comes in and bashes. 172. There's no way he's timid. I didn't know Aurora Veil, Magic Bounce stopped Aurora Veils like that. But I guess, wow, this is very interesting strategy indeed. So we're gonna Nature's Madness. Come on, dude. Oh, that's so fucking stupid. That is so lame. But I have 2 turns of Aurora Veil. I'll just take the half health. That's actually a really big deal because I could have KO'd him with Weavile, but that's probably still can. But he might switch now, though I don't know what he'd switch to. But if he allows the Hatterene to get too low, then my Landers can just EQ, and he only has 1 EQ switch in, so you don't want that. But I don't think he's thinking about that, or he's just gonna try to Draining Kiss. Back to health, yeah. So that means. But Melmetal is my only way to kill it, so I have to. Come on, dude. That's so frustrating, missing all these fucking draining kisses. Oh, whirlpool here for the residual. Oh, that's not good. Oh, he left the Hatterene in. Oh, that's not good. Triple. Yeah, this strategy caught me off guard. This wouldn't work twice, but I didn't respect the Garchomp Rocky Helmet. Triple, I can still win though, because he has to go to Ninetales to do any kind of value. Yeah. And knock. So that's dead. I'm surprised he was just gonna sack the Hatterene. The game isn't over. That's why I'm surprised he did that, because he needs Hail. But I guess he can go Heatran. We'll see. If I get the roll I want here, he dies. Okay, I respect it. I respect it. So you crash here. Yeah, I gotta get this right. You know, it doesn't make sense to Bolt Beak, because you don't want Landers coming in and intimidating you. But I think he has me now. The Garchomp play was like, he used the Garchomp well. I can tell he's been in these situations before. Yeah. You can tell he's been in these situations before, stomping Tantrum. The question is, do you knock me out with Freeze Dry, huh? And now if I go back to Landers, you know you're fucked. So the question is, I'm doing it. Heatran. But you die to EQ. Unless Eruption kills me. Let me run this count. Heatran. I think I have next to no. Oh, you offensive, I guess. Timid. Eruption. Landers. I probably should have put the custom set in the other one. Landers. Custom set. Eruption. Modest. Has a really low chance to kill me. What? Homie left. Oh, he thought he was faster. Well, that was a waste of your Heatran. As I said, it's not over yet. It's just really hard. So Aurora Veils as expected. Ideal situation is that he tries to give me Corviknight. Flash Cannon. So I get to, if I can stall out the Hail turns here. Corviknight is your first go. That makes sense if you are, what, like bulk up body press? Or you're timid or something. Okay, I didn't expect that. Let me go Landers here. Defog. So he's not banking on Arcta's ult. Mirror Armor. So I'm guessing it's body press as the last move. I'm expert belt, but I need like a lot of value to get anything out of this. So I'm gonna rocks here in case he body presses that turn. I figured if there would be any turn you'd do it, it'd be that one, because you'd expect me to U-turn out. Because if I start volt switching around, then you're in trouble. Because my goal here is to get a free switch in. So I plus -2. If I can get my Weavile in here, he should body press again though. But he's low enough. Okay, good. So I'll remove item. I think that might be enough. I haven't shown. Yeah, I'll triple Axle here for some chip value. Then I'll Swords Dance next time, so he's forced to kill me. Yep. So zone should Unless he's fast. I saw a really fast one once. I saw like a super fast Corviknight on the ladder when I played last. So maybe this is the new set. Man, there's a lot of I love the evolution. Okay. It wasn't like he had me shook for a sec. Okay, so we pulled it off. Man, that's why you never give up. But like again, the best way, which is why losing is good, right? You know, you can't, like a situation like that. If I lost, a big part of it was just never experiencing stuff like that. And so when you experience it and then you ask yourself, well, you know, what did I learn there? And you know, how am I gonna handle that next time? So if I see something like that next time, then I'm like, okay, I remember the Chomp was Boom Boom. I remember the Hatterene was Calm Mind. You know, things of that nature. And so we're facing our first LT dude. He's 1774. Let's see. Corviknight. Is Corviknight the man now? Is the Corviknight the man in these streets now? Like, damn. What's good? So Landorus, alright, Dragonite, not E-speeding much. Not dual wing beating much either. I mean, I'm not, no, that's not true. Dual wing beat is pretty damn good. Magnezone is for Corviknight. Can destroy Scizor too. If Garchomp dies, Magnezone can solo him potentially. But it's super important for Corviknight for obvious reasons. Very EQ weak. Landers shuts down the Garchomp. Gotta be very careful with Weavile. I mean Bisharp. I really almost have to keep Dragonite at full just in case that shit gets out of hand. Weavile Swords Dancing also can 6-0 my opponent depending on how he plays the Bisharp. Tapu Fini's for Dragapult solely. And Melmetal is just a behemoth versus all things. And he actually very much struggles with Mel. And so he's willing to sacrifice the Ninetales. The thing is, my type of team, one should do it, yeah. My type of team just doesn't give me a lot of wiggle room to get around Ninetales. The only thing I have that outspeeds it is Weavile. And Weavile can't beat Ninetales. It's literally resisted stab. So, one would assume, okay, this Scizor's goal is to get to +6 and to take as much value as possible from me. Under screens, as strong as Melmetal is, it's not killing this. So then what are my options here? I can first go to Landorus. I can secondly defog. Right, as he goes to +6. Go where actually aims for +6. That's a better. And then my Dragonite's dual wing beat choice bandage should do the trick. EQ will hurt. And I can handle Garchomp outside of it. Okay, so he's fully offensive. Knockoff. Okay. He's probably timid. I mean, he's probably jolly. I mean, he's probably plus speed. Sucks. Because he's probably knockoff plus. Based on how much EQ does, he has no speed investment. I mean, he has no HP investment. So let me see. Dragonite. See if CB Dragonite kills Scizor from here. Custom. Yeah. Pretty much no HP life orb. Stream speed does 25 to 29. And he has one more turn of hail. Perfect. Perfect. Unless he hard switches out. Okay. No. And so I get to keep my multi-scale here too, which is blessed. Nice. So Pulp makes sense here. As I said, Finny's literally here for this Pulp. If he's DD. U-turns. Good play. Interesting. Corv is his initial. I wonder why. What is this gonna do? Return it. Okay, so he just predicted me to double switch to Magnezone. Yeah, so he's on the back foot here. My Garchomp, my Landorus is gone, so I have to attack this. I know it's gonna hurt. But the Dragonite has U-turn. I mean, the Dragapult has U-turn. Just imply. We'll see. Weavile, he's still scared of this. My Magnezone can defeat Bisharp and Corviknight. So what do I want Metal for? Yeah, I'll give him this and get my Weavile in for free. Yeah, I'll knock. I don't think the damage, the rough skin is worth me missing triple axle. He sees that I'm orb. So at this point, again, once the Dragapult dies, it's game. But it's still not over yet. He actually goes hard Bisharp, which surprises me. I guess not, because if you go to Corviknight, you don't have U-turn apparently. So, you know, you're pretty much gunning for. So I go hard Metal here. As the SD is good. Because what this does is forces him to. Well, maybe I should have. Does knock? No way, knock kills me. Life orb? No. Let's find out. Well, that was a huge mistake. Huge misplay there. Fire Blast. If Fire Blast is his move, then I go to Dragonite. No, I don't like that. I'll go hard Dragonite. I actually give up my scale here just to make sure I know what he's gonna go for. Excellent. Corviknight comes in. For him to win, he'd need for me to. If I get Metal into Thunder Punch here, it's a done deal. What's the moveset on this? Max Def Agility. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Power Trip. Interesting. Okay, so Corviknight's dead, which means Dragonite can just EQ. Plus, he has to go to Pult here. Yeah. Let me think. A guaranteed win is the position where I can have Dragonite into Earthquake. For Dragonite to be into Earthquake, he'd have to be locked into something that is not Dragon move, which means I just Thunderbolt here. Yeah. So yeah. So all I do here is go to Dragonite and just Earthquake for the dub. I mean, that was assuming he was Specs, but I mean, what else would he have been? And the reason I want Metal to be last is because Metal isn't flinchable. Like, not Iron Head flinchable at least. Oh, he went for it though. I can't knock it. I can't knock it. Can't knock it. But yeah. So we're gonna grab one more because you know I have gone a long time without giving you guys any content. But I've been doing better. I did 4 last week. You know, I missed Uber Sunday yesterday. I know. It was one of my best friend's birthday, so you know I had to make sure he was good there. So literally, I didn't see any of my family yesterday. I barely saw my girl. There was a wedding this weekend and all that, so it's a pretty full weekend. But yeah, let's pause. Alright, so we got another LT dude. He's 1655. Oh no. 1655 guys are the most dangerous. Alright, so looking at his team, Finny doesn't have anything to trap necessarily, but my Landorus is super important. His cart's a bitch. Like, his Kartana just destroys me, depending on what it's set. If it's speed boosting, it's gonna give me a hard time. So I don't have superpower on Metal, so the best I got is EQ. Just gotta hit him with the outplay, you know. Dragonite, I don't think I can afford to have my Dragonite ever get touched. But what's funny is it's supposed to kill those defensive landers is on lead, but this isn't a lead lander, so I'm gonna go off my instinct here. He could be a solid player and then just he's on his way up on an alt or whatever. Weavile eats him alive. If I lead landers, I mean if I lead Weavile, yeah. My Magnezone is partly for his cart, partly for his zone, depending on what I'm dealing with. But it's really problematic for him, honestly, once I get rid of Landorus, which is partly why I want to lead Dragonite. But if he's sashed, then he just gets rocks and explodes for free. I don't want that. Very tough team. Very tough team for me to deal with. I'm going to go play it forward. I'm just going to make the obvious play. Magnezone makes a lot of sense here. You know, get my triple axle and go, you know. Flash cannon here obviously makes a lot of sense if he has it. If he's a generic zone, I could see him double switching back out into Landorus here. My gut is like just triple axle again, jam. But again, if cart gets out of hand, I'm in a lot of trouble. I know what I can do. I'll go zone. If he doubles back to Lando, kudos. Yep. Predictable. But I have defog. I'll take some damage from the explosion, but he doesn't want rocks up. Yeah. He's slow. What the fuck? Okay, that's good info. That means I should have just went for... Okay. Man, he's fucking slow. So Dragonite could have just let and killed this shit. Oh man, that sucks. Okay. So that being the case, what do I want to do then? Man, I could have killed this fucking Landorus. It was so obvious too. But again, I don't know. Especially 1600 players, like, them niggas, they're crazy. Very much like you saw with that last guy. And so if I can get his Magnezone gone, then Double Iron Bash just destroys him. So if that's the case, what would I anticipate here? Rocks hurt me a lot. I don't want him up. EU turns out most likely, yeah. So he should have hard switch there because he doesn't know if I'm faster and you shouldn't let me toxic you. So I don't want rocks up. Weavile's in. He's just going to knock off here. I'll allow it as I go to Finny. And that's heavy duty boots. So that's good info to have. Nature's Madness here is free. Quote unquote free. I'll probably take half of his Finny off, half of his Magnezone. Yeah. So the zone is probably, if he doubled, it probably is either Spexed or it has Body Press Thunderbolt. It doesn't have Flash Cannon. So he doubles to Finny, probably expecting the Scald, and he doesn't want to lose that. Or he figured I'd go to my own and he just outplayed me. Or he just doesn't want to get Surf. Is that choiced? Whirlpool here. Let's see what he does. Magnezone coming in would be a great trap because then, like, he's locked in. My Finny's actually a lot better than I gave it due for, and my Mill is a lot bigger of a problem than I gave it due for. So he's slower than me, and he Calm Mind, which means he's giving me Finny, which is interesting because he's so weak to Weavile. How do I want to do this? And he's weak to dual iron, dual wing beat. So Finny, he draining Kiss here. But is it worth? Is it worth? Let me see how much he's getting. Say 18. So at 64, Whirlpool does 12, 52. Let's see how much this does. It was at 52, draining. Yeah, it's losing a lot of health. I'm losing a lot of health too, but Finny is dying. So it's ending at a little. Come on, dude. I think he would have been dead. The Moonblast probably does. I think I'd have knocked it out with Moonblast here, without the crit. I'll just Moonblast this time. Yeah. So he's within Weavile range, obviously. Well, not now, but he will be. And I can Ice Punch the shit out of his team. So it's just a couple things that I don't know yet. Like, you know, what kind of Kartana is it? And here, I just don't want him going into Landers and getting all his health back. But my Finny was faster, so my Dragonite is faster. And he doesn't deal well with Dual Wing Beat. I need to not miss this, honestly. He does go Landers. He's fucking Helmet? Why did I see leftovers? I'm tripping. I didn't expect him to be Helmet. Man, I could have killed his fucking land. Well, this is good to know because what's it called? Rocks, yeah. This is good to know because the Melmetal needs this. So this is a harder one, which is funny because it's always the low ladder guys. But that his Finny getting away was a big deal because then I could have gone Weavile on his Finny. But because he does. Come on, man. Just give me a fucking break. This guy is low ladder. He's not like it's bad to be low ladder in the sense of like you're beneath me. But I lose a fuck ton of points if I lose to this guy in particular. I'm not sure how I'm gonna win this. I might have to try to E-speed sweep. Hopefully he knocks again. I don't think I die to a knock. Ideally that he's okay. What? Yo. Guys, it ain't happening today. Oh man, there's so many subtle little things that make all the difference in the game. Because if Finny wasn't so high, I might have knocked it out with knock, but I just wasn't confident with a max defense Finny. But if my Finny would have been alive and his would have been dead, which is a game changer. He wouldn't have rocks up. My Magnezone wouldn't have to come in. My Dragonite wouldn't have to take rocket. Like there's just a cascade of things that happen. You know, my Magnezone getting knocked, all these things. But you know, we just gotta do what we gotta do sometimes. So Lando here, ideally I force him to go into his own because he's been playing pretty stupidly with that. It doesn't make sense to switch in your Landors to take rocks here, but he does, and to take toxic. So that's the ideal situation because maybe I can E-speed or maybe I can Weavile, pull something off. Problem is he has rocks up, but I think if I SD and his, he keeps knocking as if my Landers isn't a Pokemon here, and so maybe just confident that knock kills me. I need him to misplay here. If he knocks and I EQ, he Ice Shards. He got me there. I needed him to misplay there. Ice Shard was the, well, if you're predicting me to not, he probably sacks, you sack so there are 2 times I could have destroyed his Weavile, which would have meant my Weavile won. So he sacks Magnezone, probably goes to Landers here. Yep. Probably just EQs because he's like, I don't fear your Dragonite, so I'm gonna EQ. If you come in, I'll take rocks, and yeah. Bandit extreme speed's gonna have to do something. Let me think. If I Ice Punch, I mean, he's just gonna go to Weavile anyway. Yeah, I think one, there's some things I could have done differently, but there's some things that really just shifted the momentum of the game. So here he obviously just goes for knockoff. The question is, do I value extreme speed enough to where I keep Melmetal at Fulton? No, I don't. What? Please just stay in. Nice. Okay, I might be able to win. Just depends on what. Because if the cart doesn't have Sacred Sword, it could be Scarf Cart though. So maybe that's his out. Could be Scarf Cart. So what I'm going to do is extreme speed here first. If he's Scarf, then, you know, obviously I just lose. But I'm going to extreme speed into Band Life Orb Adamant knockoff. And this is what else. Scarf is going to give me a hard time no matter what. But yeah, night and day game with my Finny dying second. Night and day. You know, that's the nature of the game. And I'm actually gonna just play it out. I'm gonna play until either I need a crit. A Scarf, yeah. So I'm gonna play it out. I have one more loss to give, and then we'll make the decision on what we're gonna do from there. Because I want to either end the live at 1800, or because we were at 1791 just now, either 1800 or broke. But yeah, hopefully, you know, a relatively smooth game. And I'm certainly giving people too much credit as far as how far they're thinking, but I still believe in making correct plays. It's a better habit to have than trying to predict your opponent all the time, because over time you'll surpass that person anyway. But if you try to focus on trying to react, predict, you're gonna remain right where you're at. Especially when you go in tours. That's why people who top the ladder or can top the ladder is a very different skill set when you go into tours versus people who don't think from a reactionary standpoint. They get washed every time. I've seen this shit for years. But that requires a bit of release of the ego, right? You gotta admit that you don't know as much as you think you do, and then from there you can generally progress pretty quickly, a lot faster than you think. I'm gonna go heavy Weavile this one. I don't have any helmets. I don't have any Banded D Knight turn 1 means what for me? Depends on what I need. D Knight's my only check. It's a decent check for a lot of stuff. What's Magnezone's purpose? It's pretty damn annoying. Weavile can sweep if it's not. Destroy Scarf Lele. Landorus for his own, and it's just a nuisance. Finny for Polt. Volcania. Melmetal. I just have to click the right moves in this one. I don't think I have enough of a matchup advantage to be playing around. And honestly, right here I'm thinking, well, you turn out into Melmetal, but if he's Dragon Darts, I die. I'm rarely tempted to just stay in an EQ here, but you know, we're gonna make the good play. There are downsides to this, obviously, but I need to. Okay, say it was darts. It's hard to say if that means he's banded or not, but Nature's Madness gets to come out here. Zapdos gets hit. Thankfully, we hit, because this shit has just not been on our team lately. Zapdos being hit is a big deal because he's very weak to Dragonite. And Zapdos is one of the best answers. The question is now, though, is what this Zapdos has in store for me. Is he packing Hurricane? Is he Heat Wave? Is he offensive? We're gonna go hard Lando first. Let's see what he has. Okay, he's slower than me. Well, obviously I'm max speed. I forgot about that. So he has Hurricane. So for him to do damage to me, he has to bank on hitting. Okay. So the Dragonite is now, the Zapdos is now, so he can't touch my Magnezone with his, rocks are nice, but as I said, like, I have a lot, like, he has to hit Hurricanes, and he's hitting them. He has to hit Hurricanes to get the payoff. I probably shouldn't have let Lando get so low, but he actually, it's an interesting risk versus reward management there. So Landorus is leftovers. I have a couple things I could do here. I could go to my own Landorus, but I don't think that gives me the most value. Yeah, I can hopefully get him to do some stupid shit like leave his Landorus in, which I do manage to pull off. Like, personally, I don't think you ever needed to. You could have pivoted around. You could have went hard Melmetal. If I DD, you pivot back to Landorus and Toxic me then. And Scout. Like, there are just so many things you should be able to do, particularly at 1941. You should know this. But, you know, as we said in the beginning, I think I may have been giving opponents a little too much credit. And it's actually from the standpoint of not wanting to disrespect them, right? It's not even like from a standpoint of, oh, I'm just too saucily nice that you're just not good enough for the Jamster. I am a pretty fast mill, so him allowing me to get the damage off is a big deal because I know Superpower wasn't killing me. And then Zapdos would have to defog for me because, yeah, it goes to Zapdos. And as we said, he's pretty weak to... He can't touch Magnezone. And so from here, Weavile is becoming a pretty big issue. Pretty big issue. If that is not a choice. So it's just heavy duty boost. Okay. And he's confident he's faster than me. Which means he might have like Sludge Bomb, things of that nature. Getting to the point where Dual Wing Beat is damn good. Getting to the point where Dual Wing Beat is damn good. Vinny's core purpose is to check Polt. Volcanion definitely has Sludge Bomb. I need the damage on this for Weavile. So how do I want to ensure that damage? I can deal with Polt without it, so I'd assume Sludge Bomb here. There's no way around it. Well, what I could do is force the Dragonite to come in. I mean, the Zapdos to come in. So what I'm gonna do is actually give up Melmetal here. Go Landorus. What is Rocks helping me with right now? It's only hurting my Dragonite. Force him to go to Zapdos. Right. The Zapdos has to Hurricane here. Because his Rocker was his Lander, so he's dead. Rocks are going to make sure that I get the KOs I need. I don't think he should Hurricane here, but he does, and he hits. So now this allows for Weavile to come in. And he can't deal with it, right? And so it's free triple axle. Should sack Melmetal, right? So confidently goes to Lele, which screams Choice Scarf. Or he just... Yeah, that's Scarf. So Zapdos, Moonblast. Yeah. So Magnezone is okay. He actually committed to defog. I'm surprised by that. So now I can EQ freely. So I just need. Is this a misplay? The reason I'm saying that is because I want. Yeah, I don't need Dragonite to be at full. Yeah, I don't need Dragonite. I should have went to Dragonite first because now I can get poisoned, but you know, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I should have went to Dragonite first on the flamethrower, but I guess it's better to be poisoned than to be, because right now he can't guard against Thunderbolt. You never psychic, so Moonblast. He's gonna take a little bit of Moonblast chip here. Nature's Madness can miss. I rather Moonblast damage. Come, fucking shit, man. There's no reason not to flash cannon here. Flash cannon. If he Moonblasts and I don't kill him, I lose. That crit right there was because I could have, if I got the Moonblast, pretty sure T-Ball might not kill. Lele is bulky enough. You wouldn't be dumb enough to go Volcanion though. Let's say he does go Volcanion and I flash cannon, then he double switches back out into Lele. I lose. If he gives me Lele here, he knows he loses 100%. If he sacks Dragapult, then Thunderbolt and versus Flash Cannon is irrelevant. So the question is, which one would I rather? Assuming he has the common sense to switch out here, or okay, all right, he sacked Volcanion. Nah, I just win. That was never the. Like now you like just never win. Maybe that's not true. Well, it is now. I'll sack Dragonite. Darts, right? Is he banded? Wait, if he's banded, then Weavile dies to darts, and Psychic Terrain is well timed. Ooh, I think Greg just pulled it back. Though I know it was never like a done deal. He had a pretty tough team, with particularly Zapdos. I don't fare very well versus. I did not factor the Psychic Terrain in, and if he's banded, very well done. Very well done. Yeah, so Moonblast might kill me from here. Because I have so little HP, I'm pretty sure I die for Moonblast here. Very well done. Him being Scarf was critical, because I played this like he was Specs in the beginning, because I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna assume like all of the other ones he Specs, and if that's the case, then I go heavy with Weavile and not preserve my steals as much. But I was wrong about that. I was wrong to assume there, and so I definitely just go down to Moonblast here, and that's gonna be our 10 elves. And then Weavile obviously goes down here. GG. So yeah, I'm not sure. And I look back at this game, what is something I do different? So we have 10 losses now. 10 losses to 1800. What could I have done about Lele? Because Lele is the real issue. When I ended up giving up Finny, was there something else to give up instead? No, I couldn't give up Dragonite. What I could have done was gone to Dragonite initially versus his Volcanion. I EQ'd the Volcanion, but did I need the EQ there? That's actually a good question. Did I even need the EQ? That might have been a big moment, because at that point, I don't think I respected what else he had. Yeah, like this turn right here, I didn't need the EQ here. He was never 2-hit KOing me. So if I just dual wing beated, the Dragapult would have died in 1 hit, and Lele would have died in 1 hit, and this would have gotten 2-hit KO'd. So this actually was a misplay. I didn't think his Dragonite was banded. So right here, if I dual wing beated, so this was a choke right here. If I dual wing beated here, Dragapult dies, which forces him back into Lele, and Lele alone can't win. Particularly at that range of health. My Minor Zone at that point was still at 54. Yeah, so I threw the game. That's important to note. So yeah, that is it for today's live. That is the end of the road to top 10. We did not end up making it under 10, which, again, excuse me, was certainly doable. I might continue it based on, I know a lot of you guys are like, you know, 10 is too low, put it 15, like, but let me know in the comment section below if you guys would rather just me do like a regular OLT run, even though I wouldn't compete in the actual tournaments, even if I made playoffs. Let me know. Though a OLT run is somewhat the same thing as the road to top 10, but you know, whatever. Just let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, thank you for watching. I really enjoyed this team, and it wasn't the team. Obviously, it has its weaknesses, but I think I had moments where I could have taken more value. There were moments where my lack of knowledge of the metagame ended up biting me. And I think I'm just, I don't think I'm realizing how much instinct people used to play. And so I'm thinking they're making their best possible play. And this is a criticism I used to get all the time back in the day. Be like, Jam, like you can't expect like a non-tour player to, in fact tour players do it too, but like a normal guy to be thinking all the shit you're talking about. And that might be true, but I'm not gonna change that. And so yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.